And so the blood formula is also a great lymphatic herb. I love the blood. Red clover, burdock. I mean, there's a lot of good herbs in the blood formula. Cleans the blood, cleans the liver. You know, it has far-reaching effects there, so it's a good formula. I like that one. I like to clean the blood every once in a while, even though it, you know, just a good raw food diet's a great blood cleanser. I mean, fruits are the king for leukemias and things like. Super cleans the blood, strengthens the red blood cells, the capillary walls, vascular walls. I mean, you can't beat that, you know. I think the problem with the stones of the world is they just have been living in boxes. And so they're afraid to step out and take a look at the real world and where the sun is really shining. You ever notice that the allopathic community is an isolated little community that thinks it's so powerful, and yet when you open the door of natural health, it is huge. This door includes chiropractics. This door includes massage, acupuncture, naturopathy. Now, naturopathic medicine, they can go with the medical doctors. Just like the lady I read you, this naturopath put her on this bioelectrical intolerance, whatever. I mean, it's like you should have come up with a better name for that. I mean, and there was no effect for this lady, and she probably spent thousands of her hard-earned dollars for nothing. For a stupid idea even. I mean, the concept shows a lack of understanding of health and what causes things. And I think this is the biggest problem we fall, is a lack of what causes something. Always ask yourself causative factors here. I want to address this with 303, throw a little curve here away from the intensity of health into the spiritual side. And the spiritual side is Mr. Stone, I still love you no matter what you think. But 303 is asking about out-of-body experiences, and she's been working on it. And this is what I found too. If you try to go to bed awake, you're going to have a lot of restless nights. So I know you're practicing it because I know that one well. But when you start getting really awake, there is no sleep for you. I now try to make it where I do have a few hours sleep, but and I had to because my body couldn't tolerate my always being awake and it having to rest. So it was a little tough. And you'll see when you get moving out of the body well. You know, my first out-of-body experience was I found that I was trying too hard. I was laying there trying to lift myself up out of my body. And it was like you'd only get so far out and you wouldn't be successful. And as soon as I just gave up in disgust and just totally relaxed, I was out. And that's the point. This is simply a shifting of your attention from one drama or one activity to another. Shifting your attention away from your physical body. You're not stuck in your physical body. You're not locked in your physical body. You only think you are. You're just using this, just like you would go step in your car and drive down to the grocery store. Well, you stepped into this body and you're using it in this lifetime, but once you learn to step in and out, you can go in and out. Paul Twitchell used to play with his little sister at 3 years old out of the body constantly. I mean, this guy was an avid out-of-body traveler, but this guy discovered the God worlds far deeper than any other human has. And that's amazing considering in these high realms of pure consciousness, one has a hard time coming back. I mean, just doesn't, in many cases, can't come back. There's just no, you just can't do it. So it's amazing that the information that Paul Twitchell brought out about these God worlds and the ability to experience them and still maintain a physical body. I've tried to be in some of these real higher worlds and I've gotten there, but boy, trying to get back was a trick. So I'm really understanding of that and what we need to do here. But so just surrendering and just letting go and putting your attention, gently put your attention somewhere else. Feel where you are. If you're in the woods, smell the pine trees. Feel the gentle breeze blowing on you. And put yourself there and you'll feel a pop and you'll be there. Keep working on it, 303, sweetheart. You're doing very good. I love all of you there. Yeah, the 256-year-old Chinese man. Lai Ching Yun or something? Yeah, interesting fella, huh? Yeah, I mean, he popped ginseng tea about 4 or 5 times a day. Ginseng is a cellular proliferator, very powerful adaptogen, very strong formula. They're almost considered too strong for the female. That's why Dong Quai is a female herb there. Someone asked me to speak about Gotu Kola. I will, although I think it's one of the magic herbs, ginseng magic, comfrey magic, licorice magic, golden seal, of course, one of the top magic herbs of all times. You know, that's why it's so expensive. But there's so many magic herbs out there, and then there's some that are not so magic but still dang good. No offense to any herbal thing here, you're all good. Alrighty, let's see what we're going on here. Yeah, cannabis essential oil does cure cancer. Well, you know, knowing that cancer is a damaged cell, is a mutated cell from acids. Every chemist on this planet, I'm sure, agrees about one thing, and that's what cancer is. Even a pathologist is going to sit there and tell you it's a damaged cell because that's what he's looking at. He doesn't care about the fluid in a tumor. He cares about the cell. That's his job. He's histology. This is all about staining of a cell to determine the morphology of a cell. And so, you know, this is a pathologist issue. So how an oil can cure a damaged cell, I mean, there's a certain point where damaged cells can be rebuilt, no question. We see that all the time from pap smears and things where we're diagnosed with atypical cells, and then with some douching of the Hill tea, we're not. We have no atypical cells anymore. So you can convert cells at a certain point. I've said this before. I'm not sure at what magnetic loss the cell is going to be at, that there's going to be no return to that. There's going to be a decay, because you can rebuild mitochondria. You can rebuild chromosomes, DNA, memory patterns of cells. There's a lot more going on in just the physical world here. And a lot of people don't understand that. This is kind of why I gave you that insight of creation, because once you grasp how creation is put together, as much as we know, of how much creation is put together, it really starts to make sense then how the mental worlds exist, then the emotional worlds, and then the physical worlds, and how we each have a body in these different areas, and that we know that by our ability to conceive that. And you, out of the body, you can be sitting there or hovering there, if you will, looking back at your physical body, and you're very aware, more aware than you are in the body. Matter of fact, the closer to the Godhead you get, the more you strip the lower, more mundane bodies away from you, the more things become very real in their awareness instead of less real, and this becomes the dream. You know, your consciousness, you, a soul, light up the drama, and that drama becomes real because you lit it up with your attention. And that realness is as real as the degree of your attention you place into something. If I want to ignore something, all I have to do is turn Mr. Stone right off. If I want to go after Mr. Stone, I'm going to put all my attention on him, or whoever it is, or I'm going to withdraw and let them go their own way. I prefer to kind of light up myself, light up, God flowing as opposed to materiality. But think of that in terms of out-of-body traveling too. You know, you're going to light up what drama you want to experience, and you just move from one to another. We do that all the time anyway. It's just that in this world, it's bred your attention from a little child. I watch mamas, and they're always getting the children's attention focused into this world with material objects, colors, and, oh, look at this beautiful fruit. Oh, and so you can see the soul pulling itself back into this world to the point where it forgets it's anything, outside of that. But I will say this, cannabis oil, essential oil, I would love to see the, I found that amazing that you said the U.S. government has a patent on the plant now. This government thinks it's so above everything else. Boy, time's coming. So hang on, guys. This government will crash one of these days. Everybody admits it. All the economists, everybody. It's all happening, and yet we still have the stupid people there. Look at the. They couldn't agree on 2% cut. 2%. 1.4 trillion or whatever. They couldn't agree. I tell you what. This is Jules. She has said, and warm hugs to you, sweetheart. I love you there. Thank you, and thanks for answering our questions. You're welcome. I hope your stress level, yeah. Well, you know what? It's always there where you're here, you know. Just got my first batch of herbs for you, and I'm excited to dig deep, sweetheart, and let me know how you're doing. I'm always here to help you guys, and I have to cut it off. This is Katos. I'd much rather watch you think. Things I've learned in school can be. I do. I thank you for the comment there. And I enjoy people's knowledge and experience, not from friggin' school. I want to know what works and what doesn't work in the real world, like cannabis oils or guinea hen herbs and stuff like that. I want to know, because we can take that knowledge and mold it and maybe make it even better. That's why I was telling you guys. You guys are going to do better than me by far. I'm just, you know, showing you what the possibilities are. And we've had some extreme cases where Fox News has filmed some neat things. We're going to have some of that up for you one of these days somehow. Just haven't had any time, but it will. And I'll keep showing you the reality of true natural healing. So for now, I got to run, and thank you so much for participating and being a part of our great family here on the YouTube site. Thank you so much for all your love and support, and let's go have fun. All right, have a fun day. I might be able to get back if no one shows. We'll see, but till then, have a fun day. Thank you. I do have a no-show, so, you know, it's funny about that. Life's been that way, though, through my whole entire life, and you know, this person just couldn't wait to get in, and then didn't have the courtesy to call ahead of time so we could put someone else in. That's the kind of thing you get into, you know. But I tell you, it's a God thing, because I can talk to you guys, see? And that's really my main issue, is helping you guys create a powerful force in the world of light and beauty and love. And thanks, Lion Man, for your comment. Star Wars bars. Absolutely. I love that one. You know, consciousness from every walk of the place. Listen, I want to thank you, True Beauty. That made me cry. You know, you're a sweetheart. Here's a hug and a kiss to you already. That made me want to cry. Yep, that's the kind of, you chose to wear the robe, and you got the benefits from that. And so it's just, that's what it is. And your testimony is just beautiful. It helps us here to realize we're doing good for people. And so thank you so much. Keep going, sweetheart, until you're so good you can't stand yourself. Keep pulling yourself out of this, True Beauty, because you are truly a true beauty. Thank you for that comment there. This was a comment about what's the best source of vitamin D. To tell you the truth, I don't use vitamin D here. That's not what I do anymore, so I couldn't direct you to the levels that you would want. We use a unique E here, which is gamma levels, and I think now they have delta levels of vitamin E. That's a much better vitamin E than alpha, but I don't get much into isolates anymore, so I couldn't really be effective in telling you which one to use. I mean, we have them here from a lab, but until I find about standard process labs and the truth of some of these things, I'm real cautionary about things. Yeah, Lion Man, thanks for your comment here. I love that. I hope you're well, my friend.